Hey everybody, happy Saturday. It is Saturday, April the 5th. A lot of you probably are at the Chalk Walk or out enjoying this very unseasonably warm weather, but I wanted to get you the local update for East Tennessee and 37922, so let's get right into it. Here we are. Today we're looking at, for all of Eastern Tennessee, 6,001 properties on the market. Let's see what that looks like. So all of these little green dots, those are properties that are available for somebody to purchase. Let's look at the data. So the data we're looking at is 6,001 properties altogether. Your median price range, meaning the most common price range, 449,900, and the ones that are active are sitting at a median of 57 days on market. You've got your lowest price at 0, it's probably an auction property. Your highest price property at $11,300,000. It's a beautiful property. If you want more information on that, let me know. I will get that to you. Pending, 2,770 properties currently have a contract on them. All of these little orange dots all across this Eastern Tennessee. So I'm only using the East Tennessee Realtors MLS. If I add them all in, I'll go crazy looking at the data. So we're just going to stick with this one. So here's the actual data for all of those that are pending sale. Again, the lowest is $0. Your highest price property, $6,295,000. The median price range at about $389,950, and you're still looking at 22 median days on market, average 54, but either way, both of those are very good. Across the country, we're looking at probably 4 to 4.5 months absorption rate, and this puts us very below that. Let's look at the good stuff, the properties that actually closed and sold. Between March 1st and March 31st, 2025, we had 1,589 properties close. Each one of these blue dots is a closing. And I wanted to show you something. I was looking at this earlier because I was like, what is up? This property right here says that it sold for $6.1 million, $6,111,000. But when I go look over here, it's listed at $595,000. Whoever was closing out the listing in the multiple listing service probably added an extra 0 by mistake. That's why it's very, very important to have an actual real person looking at the data and not just plug in, the information, the criteria, and go by the data that it spits out at you. You need a person to actually look at it. Here's the closed sales. See the 6.1 million. That's not accurate. So the highest sale was actually this one. It was listed at 4.6 million and it closed at 4 million. Median, so this is why we do median, because if we did average, the 6.1 million would throw our numbers off. Right here, see it's average, it shows 440,000, where the median price range is actually 375,000. And a median days on market of 33. Now we're going to squish down all of that. We're going to go into a smaller area. Here's 37922. All of these green dots are properties that are currently available. 95 properties. That is a huge difference from January and February. We see here a median price range of $825,000. The lowest price is $260,000. The highest price is $8.9 million. Now this $8.9 million one is one that sat at $9.85 million for a couple of months, and they have just recently reduced it. You're still looking at a median days on market for the ones that are active of 50 days. Let's look at the properties that actually have a contract on them. These orange dots, they have gone under contract. Overall, there are 78 listings, the properties that are under contract. The median price range of those is $659,000. Your lowest, $345,000. Your highest price listing, $1.795 million. And a median days on market, 10 days on market. This shows that the properties that are priced very well, they're gonna go under contract pretty quickly. There's still buyers out there, but they're a very educated buyer and they know what the properties should be selling at. And so when something is in their price range, they jump on it. Let's go back and look at the good stuff. What everybody wants to know is what actually closed. Here are the properties that closed in 37922, and here is the data. The lowest price property, originally listed at $199,900, sold at $170,000. The highest price, listed at $2,499, sold for $2.499, and your median price range is $712,000, and still looking at 36 days on market. This is what I really wanted to show you. If you've been following me for a couple of months, you'll know that I'm doing like from 2019 until now, so that we can kind of look at a history of what's happening. For all of East Tennessee, March of 2019, you were at 1,566 units. We're still at 1,589. It's still a respectable number, 1,500 units sold. Look here where the prices started out at $191,000. Each year they've gotten higher. So what we've always said, real estate appreciates. And even though last year was very difficult for buyers, it still had an increase in median price. And this year we're sitting at $375,000 as a median price, 33 days on market. Bearden High School zone 37922, same thing here. Number of units sold here is 71. We're at 38 units sold so far this year, but that's understandable. We have a new president, especially what's going on now with tariffs. People are nervous. You know, everybody's kind of on edge of what's going to happen. So this is understandable, but it's still a very respectable number. Let's look at our median prices. They're still started at $358,000 in 2019. Now your median price is double that. You're at $712,500. Still a respectable days on market of 33 days. This year so far, January you had 9 units sold, February you had 13 units sold, March 38 units sold. What you're seeing here is, like we've said, the spring market heats up. That's when people get their taxes back. They've recovered from Christmas. They want to start moving the kids around because they want to have them in their new schools for the next year. This is when a lot of stuff starts happening. This is a very, very busy time. If you're planning to get in the market, you really need to be dialed in because inspectors are backed up, appraisers are backed up. A lot of these repair people are backed up. You need to be on a very tight timeline and you need to be on top of your whole process. So yeah, the market's heating up. When you are buying or selling a property, you have to take a very, very dissected look at the data. The data is what's going to tell you where your numbers should be. The data is going to help you to make sure that you're not on the market too long if you're selling a property. And the data is going to help you as a buyer to know that your investment is going to be more secure. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to do a deep data dive into your area if you ask. I'll see you next month. Bye.